Hi friends, welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. Today I am out in the garden and it's a little bit of a sad day because as you can see, we've had a frost and most of my garden beds are done for the season. But on the other hand, it is a happy day because we are prepping the beds for our 2025 season. And that is what we need to do. We need to make sure we get nutrients back in the soil so that we can grow more plants next year and not have it be completely depleted. So I'm going to show you how we do that. These are the two beds that I am going to grow my garlic in this year. And as you know, garlic is started in the fall. So I have pulled out all my tomato plants that were in this bed, and Rob is actually over there in the coop. He is getting me some chicken poop. And so what we're going to do is we're going to scrape the top layer of this dirt off, and we're going to put it into this dump truck, and then we're going to put some chicken poop. We also have a little bit of coffee grounds. We have some bunny manure and a little bit of fresh dirt. So we're going to mix that in and then put that layer back in on top along with some leaves. So what I'm doing right now is just prepping these beds by getting out all the greens on the top that we're growing and putting away all the extra stuff like these hoops so that I can use them again next year. And just to show you, I'm still gardening. These are winter crops. So I have lettuce and I have covered it with a little bit of plastic on the nights that we get to a freezing point. And for those of you who watched along last week for saving our pepper plants, I want to show you how I save the ones that are in my garden beds. So these have been affected by the frost, as you can see. They were decimated basically, but what I did was, I'll show you under here. This is just an experiment. I have not tried this in the past, but I'm hoping that this works over the winter. I bought these plant container protectors. So as you can see, those are the details, and I got this at Menards. And then I'll show you underneath is my pepper plant. So I cut it back all the way, just like I did in the last video. And this one is one that did not get covered. So you can see that I think my idea is going to work. So I just cover those, and I have a nice heavy rock. And so I'm saving 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 over here. Pepper plants are actually perennials. You can get them to grow back year after year, and people don't really know that. I'm in zone 6A, 6B, and we don't have a very long growing season. So a lot of times our peppers are the very last thing to ripen, and we don't get a lot of love out of them because we're not in a warm enough climate. But when we can overwinter them and just get a great head start for next year, that is the name of the game. Okay, well, let's not waste any time. Let's get our beds prepped for our garlic. So here I'm just getting the bigger weeds out of this garden bed. I'm not getting every single blade of grass because we're going to mix it up as you'll see in this next step. So we're just peeling back the first upper level of this garden bed. I would say the top 4 to 6 inches is going into the dump cart. We found this crazy looking caterpillar, which we found out is going to be a tiger moth, but he's really cute and super fuzzy. Okay, so we have our first layer of dirt taken up, and we put it into this little tractor there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chicken poop and our leaves and our coffee grounds, and we're gonna mix that in, and then we're gonna put that layer back on top. And the reason we're doing this is so that the leaves don't blow away in the winter, and the spring always has a lot of wind for us in zone 6A. So we don't want all of that nutrients to get blown away. Okay, so we have our chicken poop, our top layer of dirt, our leaves, and some coffee grounds. I'm only putting the coffee grounds in because these two beds are going to be garlic beds. So just make sure you know what you're planting and where you're planting it. Make sure you're putting the right nutrients in the ground for the plants you're planting in that spot. All right, and then to make sure your leaves don't blow away, you can wet them down. Okay, and then this is some coffee grounds. I am not putting a lot in because garlic prefers a more alkaline soil, but this was a heavily gardened area, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit back in. After my garlic, I'll be planting other things like tomatoes, and tomatoes like the acidity. So this is what you want it to look like. Now we've got dirt poking out from under the leaves, and we've just really gotten that in there. And the water helps too. And now we're ready for our next layer. And now for the chicken poop. All right, we're down to the very last layer, and that is the top layer of our soil. Well, here is the final product. Doesn't look like too much happened on the top, but you know how many layers are down in there, and all that nutrients is back in the ground. Okay, homesteaders, well, that is it for today. We had a great episode together. We learned quite a bit, and we got our beds ready for 2025's growing season. We layered them with lots of nutrients so that our plants can grow big and strong next year. It is really important to do, and I think it's something that a lot of first-time gardeners forget, that we have to put our beds to rest for the winter, and then we will have a great 2025 season. If you don't mind, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions at all, put them down in the comments. I answer every single one. And if I don't know the answer, I will find it for you. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next time on Sheena's Homestead. Goodbye, friends.